Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about 1.3 of AICE International History. So let's get started. Alright, so today's topic is 1.3 and it's on Japan's emergence as a world power. So, first of all, Japan aimed for modernization to avoid the fate of colonized nations in the late 19th century. So because of this, the Meiji Restoration in 1868 led to a centralized government and rapid industrialization. So the Meiji Restoration happened because Japan did not want to have the same fate as the colonized nations. So in this slide, we can see on the left that's Emperor Meiji reading out the Constitution to the High Command, and on the right that's Emperor Meiji himself. Moving on. Um, Japan's military expansion began with victories in the First Sino-Japanese War, which was from 1894 to 95, gaining control over Korea and Port Arthur. So, as you can see in these images, this is the First Sino-Japanese War. On the left, you can see the Japanese troops fighting the Chinese troops, while it looks like the Chinese troops are trying to retreat. The Japanese troops are slaughtering them. It was a very decisive victory for the Japanese. Top right corner, you can see the Chinese generals trying to stop the war or surrendering to the Japanese. The Anglo-Japanese alliance of 1902 marked a strategic partnership against Russian expansion. Japan swiftly defeated Russia in the Russo-Japanese War, which was from 1904 to 05, gaining recognition as a major power. So these images represent the Russo-Japanese War. On the left is Japanese battleship. On the right is just an image of the Russo-Japanese War, as you can see. In this image, on the left is the Battle of Port Arthur, I believe, and on the right is just a map of everything. So, as you can see, Port Arthur, very strategic port for Russia, because it's only warm water port. All of Russia is just frozen. So this was the only port that had warm water, because all other ports would freeze in the winter. So it was very important, and Japan went to war and took it. And because Japan beat Russia, which was a major European power, Japan gained its recognition as a major power, because it was before this war. Japan was treated like a little Asian country. They weren't anyone until they beat Russia. Then everyone realized, then Japan gained its recognition because they just beat a major European power as a minor Asian power. So the Treaty of Portsmouth ended the war, confirming Japan's rights in Korea and diminishing Russian influence in Manchuria. This is just an image of the Treaty of Portsmouth. Japan used its military might to threaten China, issuing the 21 Demands in 1915 to increase its influence. During World War I, Japan declared war on Germany and expanded its presence in the Pacific. These images just represent, on the left, you can see the expansion of the military. And then on the right, you can see it looks like Japanese artillery pieces shelling the Germans in the Pacific. So yeah. Japan's industrial power grew, doubling its merchant fleet to support wartime exports. Western powers, included the USA, became increasingly wary of Japan's expansion and influence in Asia. So with that being said, I'd like to talk more about Japan in World War One. So Japan was on the Allied side of World War One. They went to war with the Germans in the Pacific and took many islands of theirs. And these are just, on the right is just an image that represents that. So that's 1.3, the emergence of Japan as a world power. Tune in next time where we're going to talk about 1.4. So see you there.